Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Geeky Pod with Manas. So today's episode is the second part of the discussion that we started earlier last week regarding higher studies, masters and PhD. So in this episode also we have Sujata and Chumki with us. So in this episode we are going more in depth about higher studies, masters and PhD. We are going to discuss how life was for students who were studying abroad during COVID times and how are the residential opportunities for those candidates or professional opportunities for those candidates after they complete their higher studies. So please like, share and subscribe to this episode. Thank you. Enjoy the podcast. Do you think there is a need for Indian education system to change so that it comes in terms with the market, or it comes in terms with the education system all around the world? Maybe it can be more inclusive of all the ways in which it has been taught in all other countries. And there is a need for change in Indian education system as well. And while there is a national education policy already in process of getting implemented, how much it is beneficial for higher education, uh, that we have to think about and check. So what are your views? Like, should there be a change how it is taught in undergrad, then grad, then finally in postgrad?
I think first I'd like to talk about the graduate level. So I don't know about other universities in India, but what I have seen, because I have been in classes not only in IIT Gandhinagar, and let me remind you, at IIT Gandhinagar, being doing PhD or when I was doing my masters, it was compulsory for me to attend courses from humanities and other disciplines, like for example social science as well. So I got to experience the teaching culture and the students from different fields. So I think there is a lot of flexibilities that are given to the students side by the universities as well as by the professors. So the students have more time to, find what they like to do, how they want to solve the problem in their own way, instead of doing it in a particular way just to make the professors happy or just to earn their good grades. So that is what I found very admiring, very different when I went to IIT. And then when I went to IIT Madras, I stayed there 10 months. I attended the classes, of course, for free, but same things happen. So I think even though our IITs are really improving their quality from time to time, maybe we cannot compare directly with the top most universities in the world, but still today, IITs are getting good ranks. They're climbing up the stairs in the world rankings, which means it's a very good indicator of the progress. But at the same time, I think that there are other universities other than IITs, which are also good. They could also take the IITs as examples to instead of just focusing on particular curriculum, how they can extend give the freedom to the students to explore their interest. That is important. Secondly, not only on the hardcore grades, not just, you have to write midterm exams and the end term exams, and then you get good grades and you get the first or the second rank. Oh, go, you are a good student or you get opportunities. It doesn't happen here. It doesn't happen outside. They are not always graded by the exams. So to accommodate all types of students in the educational system, what here they do is it's not just giving exams. I have had courses where I never had to give exams, but I still scored good grades. It's based upon my presentation skills, communication skills, and also they would judge upon the writing the research papers and all those stuff. So, this is what, for example, in NIT, because this NIT is my parent institute. So, like, for example, today, instead of just, in some courses, at least, instead of just, marking the grades based on the midterms and the end terms, if there are something like, okay, maybe you can do a small project, there will be no exam, but it will be like project based on what you have studied in the class and will grade you based on that. I think more students will be more interested because it's more practical than theory. And in that way, the students can determine their interest early in their career, which direction they want to go.
Correct. Totally agree to that. So Chumki, like you have worked in Reliance, right, in India, one of the biggest company in India. Now you're in US, in one of the biggest company in US. So what is the work-wise difference that you found? Before this current company, you have also worked in other companies, a few more companies, and then you are currently in this place. So what is the difference in work-wise, in terms of deadlines, in terms of work pressure, and what is the way we should deal with in terms of India, in terms of US?
So, I mean, work-wise, yeah, of course, there's a bit of difference, like not a lot of difference. Like here, people are like very specific and very on time, and the delivery dates and everything. Like, of course, you can. There's always problems we are facing on. Our daily life challenges and everything, so of course you can push the delivery date like 1 day 2 day and with specific reason, but you cannot like really sit around and like say okay it's not working. It's so here in US, like work wise, I would say like most of the responsibility is on you as a software developer. Like if you're given a task, it's your duty that you should find out all the solutions for it. If there is no specific information written in the design doc, or like no one is able to give it, but you should be able to like go and ask around people, like
Mm-hmm.
interact with other teams to get your information and to get your work done. So it's your responsibility to deliver it on time, uh, like solving all the challenges, asking around, getting all the information, so everything is on you. So but in India, like I feel like in India also, like everywhere it's like almost same, that as a software developer the responsibilities. But in India, I felt like in my previous organization, uh, my senior engineers, they also used to help. Like sometimes, like I used to tell, like I'm not able to get it, or like I don't know whom to contact. So they themselves like used to like, okay, it was a bit flexible, like I'll get it for you or something.
Mm-hmm.
But here I felt it like even they will, the senior engineers are always there to help you, but like it's your responsibility. They will give you the name, like go to this person, or you can like talk to this team or something, but you have to find out who is the right person in the team to talk about your problem or anything. It's all about your responsibility. So that's a difference that I can see working in India and working in US. Other than this, yeah, in India, I think like the responsibilities, I was in a lower level also at that time. Like I was starting as a software engineer. So the responsibility wise also, like it was not much on me. But now I feel like I have more responsibilities, like, here. So as software engineer too, like you have to brainstorm on designs, and you have to give your inputs on designs and everything. So like that, apart from coding. So yeah. And one another major thing is like it's always there in every organization. As a software developer, you have to write code, like quality code. But here in USA, I would say in India it was, yeah, of course there were like we used to maintain some quality of code, like maintain some kind of specifications and this and that. But here in USA, like you have to send out a CR. It's different, a CR, like you know or pull
Create
request,
request.
whatever.
Okay.
I,
Yeah.
I would say like it's yeah, GitHub pull request.
Pull
Like
request.
once you
Okay.
send out a pull request, it gets through revisions from different senior engineers and engineers from other teams, everyone. And once your code, that helps you to improve your quality of code, but it goes through different revisions, and after that, like you are only able to submit your work. So
Right.
till the starting from your CR, and till you completed, till your CR is approved, and you have merged it into the mainline, that's the till now that your work is not finished. So it's not like you are okay, as something is given to me and I have raised a CR, it's not like okay, I'm done with my work. So you have to like go through all step, and you have to like put it into the mainline, and then you are like done with your, you can say okay, I have completed my work. So that's also
I
a
understand.
thing.
Yeah, yeah. So I can relate because I have interacted with the clients from US and UK. So I know the things that you are talking about. Anyway, So having said all this, like you are in a US firm now working for a couple of years. Now you are in Canada studying as well as giving your service to the university. So do you think you are part of the brain drain?
For me, I really don't think I'm a part of Brendan, because coming to USA was also my decision.
Mm-hmm.
Getting a higher study here, everything was my decision. Then working here was my decision, and like, I don't feel like I'm a part of Brendan. Yeah, I'm contributing here, and then that's like I'm also contributing to Indian GDP as an
Yeah,
NRI. So how am I be a part of a brain drain? So
correct. So what's your take on this, Sujata?
Even I don't think so. I mean, I am a part of the brain drain. It's mainly because you see, so far it's my, again, like what Chunki said, it's my sole decision to come here, and that was mainly for studying, for doing what I wanted to do in my life, and that is the thing. And it's not regarding. I never had the plan to settle down here and earn money for my own things, and whatever money I am earning now, of course, it doesn't add any value to my country's growth. But mm, I think it's mainly because whatever money I'm earning now is just for survival, for my survival outside India, I would say. But the knowledge that I am getting right now, how I can put it in the applications in the near future, that is what is going to contribute in the development, especially in the research and development sector in India. And as I have said, I do not have any plan to settle down here. So of course, I don't have any guilt of being a part of brain drain.
All right, that's good to hear. Anyway, so yeah, all of you went before COVID started, right? You went to US before COVID even started coming out of China or some other. I'm saying it Chinese virus, guys. Yeah. So how was the life during COVID lockdown put in place in every country, specific restrictions as well? So how was the life? That was it difficult or was it smooth because of the authorities there? They were helping and all. Yeah, Chunki.
in USA, like the COVID restrictions were like very strict. Like in my university, like our apartments and everything was like everyone were moved out of their apartments, because like we were like previously, before COVID, we were sharing 4 people in a 2 BHK apartment. After that, like they moved out 2 people out of the apartment, and actually they said they rolled out one notice saying that like everyone has to move out of the apartment, because of COVID we cannot like afford to keep the
Mhm.
international students and everyone here. So that was a very shocking news for us, because as a international student, like so many people do not have any relatives. Even I do not have any relatives or anyone that I know I can stay at their place during that time. Even the relatives and everything, everyone were scared like to host someone at that time, so that was very shocking for us. Like that time, like so many people had to, the international students committee and people went to the authorities, the university authorities, that what should we do. Then they made some arrangements for the people who do not have any choice to leave the apartments. They made some arrangements, like they moved out from sharing 4 people a 2 BHK. They moved out 2 people from that apartment, and like shifted them to different apartments. So it was
Right.
all hectic, but it was very strict. You had to follow we had to follow everything, like this rules and regulations over there. After that, like we had like I mean, we had to take vaccination also to like go to classes, and we had to show the proper valid report and everything. Although in our university, they arranged also some vaccination camps and everything, so where you can go and get your vaccinations done. So yeah, so everything was very tough at that point. And also like people, it was very strict, no one can allow your apartment also, so it was all staying by alone. So
Okay.
that was a kind of a very depressing time for me. And also, like, the visa regulations were there. I couldn't come to India also that time to visit my parents. So yeah, it was all very messed up. But yeah, we
Yeah, I can.
got over that eventually, finally. And
Yeah,
now no one
hopefully,
cares
fingers
about
crossed. Yeah.
COVID. And now no one cares about COVID. Now no people don't even wear mask also.
Yeah, everyone is vaccinated now in
Feel
one way or
bad.
the.
No, I feel bad.
Yeah, yes, Sujata. What
Yeah,
was your way of survival during COVID? Like, did you guys get COVID, like yourself?
I got yes.
So you're like COVID patient.
After double vaccination.
Oh, nice. But
I
you
got
had
the
like,
booster as well, and then I got COVID. Like, I went on a trip last year, and I got COVID there.
oh, okay, okay. So how was the restrictions put in there in Quebec?
So in Montreal, the restriction came much later than US and other countries. So here, actually, there were some people who was against vaccination, who was against those restrictions. It was a little bit difficult, and the government had to be really harsh on putting those lockdown. So once the lockdown began, so I was in my home in my apartment. So I was doing all the work. So mostly because I was focusing on my work, that did not affect my work. My supervisor was very supportive, so he used to bring me resources like all the hard disk and the papers and the things needed from the lab. But the thing that affected is because my work is based on experiments, so some of the experimental work got delayed during those time during the lockdown. Other than this, but I was living with four other people, like in four
Mhm.
separate apartments, so that helped me. So I never felt lonely. I always had people to talk with. It's just that we did not like stand close by each other, but we always had time for everyone. Then we spent more time at the home, not in the workplace. So we're working from home. This was good. So for psychologically, I think it was normal as usual. Just that I was a little bit stressed about my parents back in India because they were getting old, and of course the vaccination things, everything started a little bit later in India than here. Otherwise, coping up was good. And on one good side, I would say that definitely that COVID time was a time that made me realize many things, that it's not only studies and work that your life is bound with, but there's many things beyond that. That is the time I started realizing that I should take care of my health. Then I joined my dance school because dance has always been my hobby. So I started looking at many things more than just studying. So that is one good thing.
Like you started nurturing your passion, hidden passions like dancing and all.
Of course.
So how was it during COVID? Like you got COVID, right? So was it painful or because you were vaccinated, so it was okay, nothing else, like normal cold?
My throat was like, I was not able to swallow anything, or like it was very painful. But other than this, like there was like fever for like 1 day or 2 day. Nothing much was.
Chumki, how is the life in Seattle? Is it worth the hype, from asking from an Indian guy point of view?
So yeah, like the life, I would say it's obviously better lifestyle here because everything is so organized and everything. Of course, it's a developed nation, so yep. But in I mean, like but everything here, it's like you have to do it by yourself. You cannot
Mhm.
get like house helps like we used to get in India. So everything you have to do it by yourself. In India, like I remember I never entered my kitchen because we had like our maid, our aunties, she used to cook for us and everything. But here I have to cook for myself, whether I am in my studies, I am busy with my work or anything. Like there are days where I forget to cook and then I have nothing to eat. So I
Then
was
you
like,
order,
oh,
right?
yeah. So yeah, like yeah, so you have to manage everything by yourself, although I won't say it's very difficult because like you get all the amenities here, because like in India, I don't think like every household has like a dishwasher or any automatic robot for cleaning the houses or something. Here you will get it like in every household, one or two, like you will get in every household like the dishwasher facility and everything, it's there. So yep, the lifestyle is, of course, I would say the quality of life is much better than India. But yeah, of course, like every country has their own charm. In India, like I really miss the festivals and everything in India. So yeah.
No, that people inclusiveness also will be there. No, like in India, you feel, since anyway the number of peoples are more, population is more, so the inclusiveness will be there where different cultures are getting amalgamated together. So in US also cultures are there, but maybe because of, yeah, so
No,
diverseness may be less.
diverseness is always there. Like here, like no one cares which where from you're coming or anything. People are very open and frank. I never felt any kind of like racism here or anything like that. Yeah, it's a very friendly environment. I won't say there is any kind of diversity, like any kind of like
Non-diversity in there, yeah.
racism. Yeah.
Yeah, I understood. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, Sujata. So, since you're already there at the last stage of your PhD, so what are your future plans? Like, are you planning to settle down there in Canada, or maybe you're thinking to shift to US for better opportunities, or getting into some more higher studies, if any, or coming to India? What are your plans?
Um,
No,
so
just a
as
query. Like, what is there after PhD when I don't know?
okay. So it depends upon the people, actually, people's priorities. Some people after the PhD, they don't want to go to academia, so they will directly go for jobs. There are various, I mean, R&D, research and development sectors are these days in every companies, every industries, right? So they will usually join there as a research scientist. And or they join some non-academic institutes, either for research or for research related other activities. Like for example, these days some people they work for scientific writing, or they join some journals where they'll be doing proofreading or copy editing or reviewing. So those are also high demanding jobs for people with PhD. Now, those who want to be in academia, it is preferred that you have a postdoc. So postdoc is basically a phase after PhD, which is called postdoctoral phase. So till the PhD will be the last part of a student's life. You know, you are a student. After PhD, you are no more a student. So you go to postdoc. Postdoc is you are an employee. So basically, you go to a lab and then you work under the guidance of a supervisor. The supervisor pays you, or you get your own funding from a funding agency, but you do an independent research work. That means you do everything from your own. Why? Because this is a phase where you train yourself to be a mentor, to be a supervisor, because that is very important for running your lab, right? If I go back to India and I want to have my own lab, it is very important to manage resources. How do I manage my students? How do I supervise them? How do I plan and program? How do I teach courses to students? So all these things are being trained in that particular phase. And so it's very much desirable and preferable by most of the institutes. So at this point, it's a little bit difficult to focus on which direction I would want to go to. Earlier, I was very fixed, like, yes, I want to be in academia. I want to teach because I love teaching, and I want to teach children and also do research. For that, I was like, okay, after PhD, I'm going for postdoc. At this point, over the years, because I came to Canada, I see more options open. Earlier I had narrow view about PhD. Now I see more opportunities after having PhD. That it's not only in academia. I can still do independent research, or I can still do research by joining other research centers. Correct. So I have started thinking about all other possibilities, exploring other things. So then taking some time to think which exactly direction I'd like to go. So as of now, I have not decided that exact path. Regarding the second part, that is whether I would like to come back to India, definitely yes, because I never had any plan of settling down here or in other places. But after PhD, I may move out to different parts within Canada or maybe in the US or even maybe in the Europe for my research or other job experience. But definitely within the next 3 or 4 years, I'll be back to India. This is my plan.
So how much is left for your PhD to complete, like in general aspect?
Okay, first of all, it's a rule that you shouldn't ask a PhD student this question.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, that's my bad. I'm a novice. Pardon.
So
It's like you should not. It's like for us, you should never ask one IT guy their salary. So for PhD guys, you should never ask when it's getting completed. Rule taken, guys. It's for all of you also. Yeah.
Exactly. But anyway, yeah, being innocent to your question and you are forgiven. I don't know. I'm trying my best to finish it as soon as possible, because I don't want to be stuck in a cycle of PhD forever, right? I have many other things to do in my life. So I'm giving my best. Hopefully soon I'll let you know.
Great. Yeah, definitely. Once you come to India, we'll have a party where you'll explain what you did. Yeah, all right. So we're almost there for the session to end. So before we wrap up the session today, so what advice do you think you will be giving to the younger generation? Not that we are old, we are also young. I'm saying younger. Okay. So so people who are aspiring to be there in US or maybe in Western countries for higher studies, or maybe in research field, after doing a PhD in India or masters in India, or maybe masters in US, UK as well. So how should they prepare, and what should they prepare themselves for mentally, or as well as in education sector wise as well? One by one, Chumki.
So I would say, like, don't romanticize about coming to US or anything like that. Once you come here, you will see it's not easy to survive. You have to go through a lot of like ups and downs, a roller coaster ride here. And this, I think, for me, it really gave me a lot of life lessons. So yeah, you will also get a lot of lessons. You will learn a lot from all these experiences. And yeah, be prepared for that. In every aspect, like here, I don't think like you will get any help from anyone. Everything, you have to be prepared and confident on yourself uh, here, if you are like want to pursue anything.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. So yeah,
I agree. Like whatever Chumki has said, that applies for Canada also. Like if you want to come for education or for jobs here outside India, you should always be prepared. But also, I'd like to say that why do you want to come? That is one of the questions that you ask yourself. Do you want to come for getting the experience, to expand your knowledge, because you want to do something more, or because you don't get that opportunity in India? Or you want to come to the West just because you want to settle down, to have this Western culture, to get yourself into the Western crowd? So these are two things I think which people should think. Now I can just talk about people who aspire to become, or who want to come to the West just for studies. You know, when I came here, this is another cultural shock actually, not cultural shock. People asked me, okay, so when are you going to apply for the PR, permanent residency in Canada? I'm like, why do I have to apply? So they said, because you are doing a PhD, so you will get your PR very soon, very fast, in a faster process. I said, I never thought of that. And I asked them the same question. And then I said, why I never had this question in my mind, but did you come here for getting your PR? And most of the answers, most of the people told me yes. So they came to Canada not for studying, but they came to Canada for settling down, and they took this educational route as a way to enter Canada, because it's easy. If you come as a student, then it is easy for getting your job after graduating from a Canadian university. And eventually after 1 year experience, you get a PR, and it's very easy to move. But for me, it was not the case. So that is what I want to that youngsters should ask first, why do you want? What is the main motivation behind moving out of India? Because you see, in India also research is blooming. It's not that India is lagging behind. No, maybe there are some challenges, especially coming from especially in the financial aspect, funding aspect. Maybe our government is not rich, given that we are huge population country, and also our country is still in a developing state. But today, if I say that, okay, maybe if I did not get an opportunity to come to Canada for doing a PhD, then I would have definitely done my PhD in India, and I would not have repented that, because I actually gave myself only 1 year time. I said that between 2018 and 19, if I don't get any opportunity outside India, then I'm not going to look forward. I cannot waste my time. So it's not that. So basically, you have to look at the basic question: why do you want to go outside?
Mhm.
I think that especially people who want to come for research field and all, you have to think about that, because you see the culture here is different. When you are coming for doing research or doing PhD, it's not just that you will study all the time and be in the lab, right? You have to think about your survival. You have to think about mental health. Mental health is one of the things which we don't look at when we are back in India. But when we come here, we see that, oh my God, all the education institutions and people, they focus in the government, they focus on this mental aspect so much. So, of course, there are difficulties, and you don't just have to look at the financial liabilities that you have, but also about the mental fitness or the things that you are going to get used to after landing here.
Wow, great insight there actually from someone like who's there for higher studies purpose-wise. I'm visualizing actually where you are sitting down and asking yourself, why should I go there?
Yeah.
That's totally great insight actually. Yeah, thank you for all of your time and responses.
Thank you so much.